Hi there, it is just 7 o'clock. We're about ready to start the Let's Talk Tuesday. I'll give everyone a few minutes to arrive if we will have any company today. Okay, I see someone's here, that's great. We'll be just giving a few more minutes for anybody to join in, just another moment or two. And then we'll start talking about the difference between struggle and suffering. And we will be, oh, I lost my person. Okay. Okay. All right, we will get started. So welcome to Let's Talk Tuesday. I'm Sarah from Aligned with Sarah, and we're going to be talking today about the difference in the experience of struggling versus suffering and the energy that goes into both of those experiences and the energy that comes out of both of those experiences. So my favorite thought to have, story to tell, thing to connect with the experience of struggling is has to do with birds hatching out of an egg. So it's an absolute fact that if you help a little bird that's pecking, trying to get out of the shell, and it is very hard to watch, in my opinion, because that little thing is struggling so much. But if you do help that bird get out of the shell, it will not live. It has to struggle. It has to get stronger. It has to have that experience so that it can continue with life. The struggling builds muscles. The struggling, it actually chips away, wears away part of its beak, I think. But it has to struggle. It has to go through that. It has to process all of that. It takes it to another place. So anytime I talk about struggling or suffering, I think of that bird and I connect to the thought of, I'm struggling with this. Is this taking me somewhere? At what point am I losing energy in this process? And that's where we have the scale where we tip over into the suffering, so that the difference between the struggle and the suffering. So to talk a little bit more about struggling and to help you give you some information about where you can reflect on to see if you are in a place where you're struggling, or you have tipped over that to the other side of the suffering. So with struggle has purpose. When things are hard, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do them. It means that it requires attention. It might require some help. It might require some support. It might require taking a break from it, which coming back in 5 minutes to be refreshed, or coming back the next morning with fresh eyes. The struggle is real. Suffering is not. The struggle is productive. Suffering is not. So another indication that you are in the process of a struggle before it gets to suffering is if you can connect to the experience that it's going to make you stronger. So if you can connect to, sorry, I'm going to just change that. If you can connect to how the experience is making you stronger, then you for sure are in the state of struggle, and you are keeping it in a productive place. If you can see the end, then you know that you are in a place of productivity with the struggle. I love the concept of thresholds. And right here on YouTube, on my vocabulary basics series, I do a video about thresholds, because I love the concept of like a doorway is a threshold. And we are always in thresholds, thank goodness, because we're moving forward in life and we want things to be new and different. And we need to notice our threshold, and we need to have the tools around us so that we can step through that threshold and get something new, get a new result, form a new habit, notice something new. So when we're in a threshold, there is a struggle that's going to happen. There's going to be pushback if we are not ready in our subconscious mind to be moving into something new. And when we're in the struggle, when we're in the threshold, dealing with the struggle, there's a point where you can decide where there is only productive pain and there are no excuses. And that's when you know for sure the struggle is going to take you somewhere. If you are in the opposite energy, if you are in this place of suffering, you count on excuses. Excuses are kind of part of the cycle that we fall into in our subconscious mind that creates this experience of suffering. So I'm going to talk about suffering a little bit more right now. Suffering feels hopeless. And suffering, when we're in that state, we lose sight of our purpose. And when we're in a place of suffering, the best thing that we can do is just notice. Find some love. Say it out loud. I think I'm in a state of suffering. And we don't need to continue into the cycle of any sort of beating ourselves up or, how did I get here? Like, oh, what am I doing? It's just a fact. Just look at it as a fact. And then when we connect with the information, that's where our opportunities have the potential of showing up. So when we know where we are, we just go from there. We don't need to contribute to anything else that got us to this place that we're in. So when we're in suffering, it is, we might have a feeling that we have lost sight of our purpose. And it does feel like this endless cycle of like, I wake up, I go to work, it's and like, I never bring home enough money, or I always work too late, or I never see my kids. And there's this cycle that takes over that is our subconscious mind creating that reality of the suffering. When we're in the struggle, so back to struggle for just a minute, we have at least a little bit of control and we're connected to that. And when we're in suffering, we have lost our sense of control, that hopelessness, lost, blaming, those could be some of the emotions that settle in. Jealousy can sometimes erupt because we're seeing, around us what we don't have because we're lost in this suffering. And there could be shame also is a common thing that will keep us in our place of suffering, because who are we? Sometimes that thinking is, who are we to want more? Who are we to, not be able to take what has been dealt with us? There is shame that holds us in that pattern. So all of those emotions that I just mentioned actually are different roots or different branches, however you want to imagine that tree that's growing. If we were to come down into like a funnel, we would find fear. So fear is this core emotion, and things like hopelessness, being lost, blaming, jealousy, shame, they're all sort of branches of the emotion of fear. And fear drives the suffering. So when we're, and all those emotions, like I was saying, are branches of that. So my favorite way to let go of the struggle, let go of the fear, let go of all of whatever is branching out, whatever the emotion is is to actually, and we just did this in a workshop a week or so ago, take a piece of paper, like a lined piece of paper, whatever, doesn't matter, blank piece of paper, and just write on the paper, I am letting go of the struggle that I have had with money for these last 5 years. I am done with this. I am done. 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 And you take this paper and then you read it out loud one more time. I am done with this struggle. I am done with this financial struggle. I am done with this struggle of this pain in my shoulder. I am done with this struggle of not having support. I am done with the struggle, period. And then you take this paper and you rip it up. And you rip it up. And you rip it up and you rip it up and you rip it up and you rip it up. And you rip it up and you rip it up and you can chew on the pieces. You can strangle the pieces. You are done. You're literally done. Look, you're done. You're done. Just keep ripping it up. Have a little celebration. I actually took a picture of my confetti, which it really turned into confetti because as soon as the coach, Krista, started talking about this, like I was like, she's totally going to rip this up. And I just started ripping and ripping and ripping. And then by the time we were actually like all supposed to be ripping together, I was like ripping these like little tiny pieces. And then they were all over my desk. And I just had a party with the confetti because I was done with that. I was done. And it really made things feel lighter. It made things feel easier. And I really felt like I was done. So I will, I almost want to say that I'm going to put the picture of my confetti thing, but editing videos is not coming very easily. And I don't feel like it's taking me anywhere. I don't feel like it's making me stronger when I am up to my eyeballs in different programs and clips and doing whatever. And that is suffering. And it makes me just take it right off my plate and I just find someone else that can do it. So let's see. So I kind of lost track of my notes because I got so excited about ripping up my paper. If there's something that you're struggling with or something that you are going to write on the paper, I love seeing the comment. I do think I have a chat up. I think I lost my mouse. So there's a few of you here in your chats, in the chat here. I'm writing that I am done with the tech struggle. And that's what I was thinking about when I was ripping up that paper. But yeah, if there's something that you're done with, feel free to like make that public and put it here in the comments. Feel free to just write down on your paper and start ripping the crap out of stuff. Or let me know after this video is posted in the comments. The live stream is here for when the chat is here when we're live streaming. The comments are after. So I have a couple announcements of some other free or possibly very low cost events that I'll be doing in June. And then I want to take a little bit of time to recognize the value of bringing in community when you're ready to get rid of something. It does say something when you show up and you have a boundary. And when I say show up, I don't mean like show up in the grocery store or show up in a group of people that are staring at you. I just mean showing up when you get out of bed and you have a boundary. I am not going to tolerate this. If I feel this way, I am going to recognize it and I am going to consciously release that. You have power. You have the power and you have the control over that. So when I say bringing in the community, I'm talking about bringing in some support system. The kids, the neighbor, your best friend, someone at work that might have the same sort of mindset as you, bringing somebody along for the ride that's already going the same direction. trying to pick up somebody that's like headed that way and you're headed this way, it doesn't work so good, and it just adds to the frustration and the complications. But if you have a group that wants to be led, if you have yourself that wants to be led, that's what I love working with people doing. The alternative healing, the life alignment stuff. It is so powerful to have someone, whatever you're dealing with, most likely there's some version of that I've been there and done that, and I've found tools to get me through it, so that I'm here today to share those with other people. So as always, please check out the products that I have on my website, and hopefully there's something there that might feel like a resource. Tons of resources here on YouTube. I think there's well over 30 videos now up there. So please check them out. Make sure you like them. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that helps me as well as it helps you to be notified of new things that get posted and when I'm live on my live streams. So let's see. On to my announcements. I have chosen for the reading group, and it's going to be the 4 alignments. I'm just starting to read it now. It's a very short book. It's like 150 pages maybe, and probably 20 of them don't have any words on them really. So it's a very short read. I imagine that we would do 2 meetings. They would be in person at the library. I'm thinking a Sunday and a Thursday of the same week, and talking about, what we noticed, what we learned, what we thought about it all. So doing the face-to-face, and also if you don't want to come to the library or you're far away, then let me know if you want to be part of the group, and we'll get that set up with get you set up with a Zoom link. So we'll be I'll have my computer basically set up just like this, and then you'll see me and the group, and we'll see you, and you can interact with us, ask questions, and participate just the same. And even if we have 3 or 4 people on the Zoom, it's really not that big of a deal to raise your hand and unmute yourself, or we can actually, if there's only 3 or 4, we can just have you all unmuted. So that's coming up. Look for details on the Facebook page, Instagram, and on the website. I'm going to have an events page tomorrow, probably posted up there, because there are some regular events that I want to make sure that everyone is aware of, as well as these community resources that are free. So the book group is going to be free. The Finger Lakes Library System is the library system that's here. Ithaca, Candor, Owego, Spencer Van Etten, and the 4 alignments. That book is available. There's 12 copies of that book available through the library system. Most of them are available. There's also CD recording, ebook option, as well as a, audiobook. I imagine you can find them on Amazon for a couple bucks if you want to just have it and like write all over it. But that's the book that we're reading. The details on the date and how to sign up, I will put that on Facebook. Like I said, Facebook, Instagram, and the website. And it is an event for July, so it will not be in the newsletter for next month. It's something that's happening now. The next thing that I was just talking to a friend of mine about this, I'm going to show you my giant pile of stuff here. Oops, I lost a little bit. I'm in a place where I really need to redo my vision board. It really needs to be updated with some stuff that I want for goals. My old vision board, actually, I cut it up. I cut up my vision board to put some of the old stuff on this one. And then I said thank you to my old vision board, and I sent it away to turn into light for inspiration for everyone in the recycling. So we are going to do a vision board workshop. And again, this is going to be an in-person event. I'm hoping to hold that at the Candor Library. And it's also going to be something that I will stream on Zoom. I'll have a Zoom meeting available if you want to work at home, gather some supplies. If you come to the library, there might be a small fee just to cover the cost of the poster board. or the grant or the library might have a grant that might cover something, but more details again will be posted on the website and Facebook and Instagram, and will also probably be shared on the library community event calendar. So those are 2 free events or very low cost events. I think at the very most, the vision board workshop will be $5. And like I said, that's just to cover the cost of paper. And if we end up finding pictures online that we want to print, there's a color printer now. And to make sure that we are covering the costs of the ink and that resource for the library. So those 2 things, check out the website, the oh my gosh, life alignment coaching. I forgot which website it was going to be on. Actually, I'll put it on both websites, the Owego Massage Nook and the life alignment coaching websites. And both of those are combined into a Facebook page, so you don't have to go searching around for either one of them. But so that's about it for today. Next week, I'm already forgetting what next week is. The 13th, we're going to talk about response versus reaction. Response is something that we are connecting to what's happening right now. And a reaction is something that is all about the subconscious mind. Our reaction is not what's happening right now. So we'll talk about that quite a bit next week, the 13th, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. And I will send an email out to my little group of people to remind you that that's coming up on Tuesday, the 13th. And if you're not on that little group of email, people that get the weekly email about the events upcoming, shoot me an email and let me know that you want to be on that list, and I will include you. And I guess that's about it for today. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for your openness and listening. I hope that enlightened you a little bit. I hope that you have a pile of papers like this. And please don't limit yourself to just one thing. You can keep going and going and going and going with whatever you're ready to let go of. You do not need to let go of just one thing, but 1 per paper. How's that? That's the boundaries. That's the outline for the work that you can take away. So enjoy your ripping, and I will talk to you soon, and I will see you here again on Tuesday the 13th. Thanks so much.